Hi, and welcome to another episode of Nursing Your Way to Wealth, where a mental health nurse and an accountant talk about wealth creation, personal development, and financial independence in the UK to help you live the life you deserve. Hello, and welcome back. This is episode 58, and today we're going to follow the usual format. So we'll do a quick introduction from me. Alex F is going to tell us how he earned £1,000 in 1 hour. We'll do a quick game of Reasonable or Ridiculous, which this week is tea related. And then we'll do a quick summary. And we've got a really good section for return on heartbeats as well. So first up, the intro. Alex, you told me earlier today that you've kind of come up with a strategy. And for the time you've put in, it's returned you £1,000 per hour, which is crazy. So we'll dig a little bit into that, but I would like to pass to you for your quick thing on return on heartbeat. So it's just something we do each week that we found either lovely, wonderful, glorious, and just a bit nice. So, and I really like your story this week as well. It's pretty good. So I'll pass to you for that. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hi, Alex, and hi, everybody. Welcome back. So, yeah, really nice one today on Return on Heartbeat. So, just as I got married on Christmas Eve last year, and one of our gifts was a football ticket to watch Brentford. So, me and my wife are really big football fans and support Brentford, and we used to go to a few of the matches before, but it's becoming a lot less accessible now. Our neighbour, so we get on really well with them, and he is 82 years old, and he's a avid Brentford fan and actually goes really regularly to their matches. So he bought us the tickets, and yeah, we went and had a really nice afternoon a couple of weekends ago, watching Brentford play Aston Villa, and obviously bought his like train tickets and uh, bought his food and beers all the way through the day. We just had a really nice time, and yeah, just was unforgettable. Kind of really nice afternoon, nice and relaxing. Going to watch the football. It's a really good match. Unfortunately, Brentford lost, but that didn't take any shine off the day. And yeah, I just thought, yeah, I was thinking of the return on heartbeats metric, and just thought, yeah, this is yeah, absolutely up there on that. So that is my quick story on return on heartbeats for this week.
Yeah, it's beautiful, really. Like you guys really, you had a great time, but he will remember that as well. And I think the age difference between you guys at mid 30s and him at 82, it just means that something has brought an unlikely kind of pairing together, and just this thing is football. And as well as you remember it, I'm sure he'll remember it as well, and it's something he can tell his mates or other things like that. And it's actually a really kind like wedding gift, isn't it? It's actually he's thought about it. It's not just
Yes.
here's 20 quid, 50 quid in a card or something. It's I like football, they like football. Here you are. So yeah, that's lovely. Okay. I'll have to hope something nice happens to me in the next week, and I'll bring my own return on heartbeats for next week. So the main body of the show, yeah, you told me you earned £1,000 an hour through some ingenious kind of things from you and just using what's freely accessible out there. So the point of this is it can be done by anyone. There's no massive secret to it. It takes a little bit of time, and a little bit of organization. But Alex, I'll pass to you again, just to tell us how this has happened and how it can be done and like repeated by someone else.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a bit of a hack that I've been doing for a couple of years now, and it's bank account switching. And it's often something that you probably have seen the adverts on TV, on the radio about switch to X bank's current account and you'll get, X amount of pounds. And I think most people don't want to ever really switch their bank accounts. I think because obviously our money goes in there, we've got payments going out, we've got our salary paid in, and so it tends to be your current account. You stay with the same current account. I think it's a crazy stat. Something like 60% of people stay with the same bank that they banked with when they were a student, like when you get your student account. But banking and switching bank accounts can actually be really lucrative. So it's to give you a bit of a roundup of what I've been doing over the last couple of years and the amounts that I've been earning. So And my first bank account switch was from Barclays to NatWest, so I got £200 for that. And then I switched from NatWest to Halifax and got £175. That was a month later. I then switched from Halifax to First Direct and I got another £175. That switch was in June, so it took me another couple of months. I then switched from First Direct to TSB and got £100 for that. And I also then, that was in June 2024. So there wasn't many switches that I was eligible for from First Direct for about a year. So then the TSB came up, so I jumped on that. And that, as well as with TSB, I got £100 as a kind of initial offer. And then I also got you get a reward if you were to spend a certain amount of put a certain amount of transactions on your card in December of that year. So last December. And that got me a free night stay in a hotel. And there's about 100 odd hotels to choose from across the country. And I've then recently just switched from TSB to Nationwide, which got me £175. So all told, that was £825, and that was me. My first switch from Barclays to NatWest was on the 14th of March 2023. So nearly 2 years to the day, and the process literally takes 10 minutes. So you apply for a bank account as if you apply for any bank account. So it's like name, date of birth, national insurance number, all that stuff. And then all you have to do is tick a box which says switch my current account. And then you put in the details of your card details and your bank account details. And then the banks in the background do all the switch for you. So they move any payments that you've got going out of the account. Um, they will, if you get paid into your old account, it will redirect the funds into your new account. So it's a really safe kind of way of doing it that you don't have to risk not being paid into your bank account. Um, but and often with these, there's a lot of strings attached, so you have to be quite careful and read some of the T's and C's and things. But the application itself literally takes 10 minutes, if that. And so annualize, grossing all that up to an hour, is probably £1,000 an hour is the amount that you can earn from bank account switching and how much I've earned. There's quite a few intricacies to it, which I can go into in terms of the way I do it and get around it. There's some of these conditions that they put in place, which I think can help one, help you guys go and do the same, but two, it makes it a lot less scary. Um, but yeah, Alex, I don't know if before I can't continue my lecture on bank account switching, I don't know if you've got any other questions.
No, just that. I mean, I've switched bank account once in my life. So I originally started with like a Halifax account when I was a kid. My dad helped me set it up, and the only reason we picked Halifax is because it was closest to where he worked. It was like a short walk away, and I think that's literally the only reason we picked that one. And I stayed with Halifax for a long time, years, like decades at this point,
Yeah.
at least 2 decades. And I think I've done one switch, and I think I made £150 switch from
Hmm.
Halifax to Lloyd's, which actually, if you look kind of up above those things, it's owned by the same kind of bank anyway. It's just different arms of the same thing. So I've done it once. I didn't realise, to my shame, actually, that you could just open a second bank account and use it purely for switching. You don't have to go through the faff and the risk and perhaps the concern of swapping all of your bank account stuff over, where your wages go in, where your direct debits go out, etc. It can just be something you do on the side.
Yeah, definitely. And so that's exactly what I do. So I opened up a bank account purely for switching. So often the terms are you're going to have two direct debits and pay in it's usually like 1,000 or £1,200 a month into that account. And but that doesn't have to be your salary. So I have two direct debits set up for my kind of switch bank account. £2 goes to the RSPCA and £2 goes to Centrepoint homeless charity. And so that's two direct debits. They don't stipulate how much money those direct debits have to be. And then the off. So there's usually direct debits as an amount to put in the month, and then also you have to use your card and also log on to online banking or register for online banking, which is I think a given. Um, so yeah, for the uh, direct debits, the two charity donations. For the amount, like the big money amount, I just transfer some from my emergency fund into the current account and then put it in one day and then take it out the next. So that goes back into my emergency fund. So I'll probably lose a penny's worth of interest. And then for using the transactions, again, it doesn't state what the value of each transaction is, but like on my TSB, my previous Switch, what I did, I had to use the card, I think 5 times within the month that I switched, or within 30 days of switching. And I just went to the Tesco to buy some like milk and bread and some like standard groceries. And I just did each transaction individually. So I bought the bread in one transaction and then the milk in another one and then some biscuits in another one. And then it just racks up the number of transactions on your card. So almost by having a separate account, I think that the way that the adverts are worded is very much like they want your salary to go in there, it be your main bank account, and you're going to spend all your money using its cards. Like, and that's the impression it gives. Whereas actually, if you read the terms and conditions, it's they're really they what look quite onerous actually aren't that. Like you can put a transaction for a pound on is the same as it still counts towards a transaction on your debit card. It doesn't mean you've got to spend, put your £100 meal out on your debit card. So
Mm. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a ludicrous amount, does it?
no,
It can be anything small, yeah, so
absolutely,
long as it counts as one transaction.
that's it.
So I think the banks basically they want to buy your custom, don't
They
they?
do.
They want you to bank with them. They want you to kind of keep your business with them, perhaps take a credit card, a loan, a mortgage at some point in the future, therefore making them money. So my understanding is they try and incentivize people to switch. And we learned from the stat earlier that really not a lot of people do switch. But
Yeah,
if you follow these things, and what you're doing really is from each switch, I didn't understand like really before we talked about this how easy it can be. So once you understand all of the kind of the criteria you need to meet, you can spend a tiny bit of time meeting them. So the transfer from one bank to another and back again in the age of instant transfers can take you less than 2 minutes.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's putting in like £1,000 doesn't
Mm,
it no longer means having to go to the bank and explain where you're going to take your money and doing a manual thing. It's like literally instant. Um,
yeah.
and so that's that.
No, like no, not much hassle. No need to talk to your employer about changing your salary in, worrying about direct debits or anything like that. You make a small charitable donation or to wherever you want as well. That's
Mhm.
fine. And it's made you all this money over that time frame.
Yeah, and exactly. Another thing to watch out for, just to your point earlier about some banks are like part of the same group. So like First Direct and HSBC, excuse me, are part of the same group. And I think they stipulate you can't have had a bank account with either of them in the last 24 months in order to
Hmm.
switch there. So there's sometimes some little kind of gotchas which they like to throw in there, but um, generally that's
Yeah,
the but yeah, there's a really clear list on their websites whenever they have these offers as to what the criteria is, and you can just go through and tick it without ever touching like your main bank account where you get paid into or where your mortgage comes out of or whatever.
mm.
It can literally just be, you'll say, I opened a Barclays account to be my switcher, and then went
Yeah,
from there.
yeah. And you kind of read each offer. You meet some of the metrics, and yeah, over time you can earn a fortune. And I suppose say you say HSBC First Direct are kind of linked in some way up above, and they have a 24-month waiting period. There's nothing stopping you from switching back at 24 months and 4 days.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, NatWest has just um, launched a new one, which I need to read the terms of, but I think that's £150, and the that I think is also within 2 years, and I am literally now 2 years and 4 days to Yeah, 2 years and 4 days. So my switch to NatWest on the 14th of March. Oh, but and I switched from them though on the 27th of April. So I'm just underneath the 2 year mark.
Uh,
So
okay, so I'm
yeah, yeah,
imagining you on the 28th of
it's
April,
in my diary already.
that
Yeah,
that square in your spreadsheet will go green, and
yeah,
then you're going to switch
we'll
back. But
switch.
to be honest, for the amount of um, kind of effort this is taking you, it's making you like enough money to bother doing
Yeah,
it.
honestly, it's so easy. And yeah,
And if you think about the amount of like active time you're spending on doing it, you're not spending hours a week doing it. You're not even spending
no,
minutes a week.
I mean, I once went to, we were driving to some friend's house and had to go around the M25 because they live in Essex and was just stuck in traffic. And then I just did a bank account application in the traffic jam. I wasn't driving, I was being driven. I would put, quickly add to that. But yeah,
Sure, you're a
I was a
passenger.
passenger being driven and yeah, so just did it in the car in a traffic jam. So it's not like there was loads of other use for my time at that point. So it was,
No, exactly. And if you can do all of the paperwork whilst you're passively doing something else,
yeah,
like that would probably, the amount of money you get for that, fill the entire tank full of fuel.
yeah, twice over probably. We've only got a little car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so they're meaningful amounts of money
Yes.
for a small amount of effort, to be honest. And what I am a huge advocate of is getting the most out of the work, like the hours you put
Yeah.
in, because a lot of people, they sell their hours, their time, and their expertise for money. So the more you can earn per hour, or the more the extra cash you can make, means that you haven't had to work however many hours you would have to work to make 825 quid,
Yeah.
because you've already done that work already. And I don't think even you get paid £825 an hour.
Just
So,
824. I'm hoping
oh,
for a
you're
pay
so
rise. I
close.
know, getting
So
there.
you're still up, right?
Yeah.
But that's an insane return, isn't it, on your
Yep.
time? Like if you said to someone, sit in this room and just do something for an hour, and I'll give you 825 quid. I can't think of many people that wouldn't do that unless they're claustrophobic.
Yeah.
But it's a crazy amount you can get back, isn't it? And I don't know, but because you're doing like a small, like you're spending 2 minutes here doing this, 5 minutes doing that, 10 minutes doing an application.
Mm.
It's not all of your time in one lump.
No,
So
exactly.
you're doing little tasks a couple of times over 2 years, as you say, to return you what is an average wage of £1,000 an hour, which is crazy,
Absolutely. And
crazy.
I just like playing the banks at their own game a little bit and just like
Yeah,
they're all
yeah,
fighting for business and they all this stuff. Yeah, I'll happily do the get the bank switch money and then as soon as another one comes up, I will be leaving and doing another one. So
yeah. I think, to be honest, because I've only done it once, and I think I made 150 or something like that.
yeah, they're
I
quite
feel
good
like I've
amounts of
left a
money.
lot of money on the table here.
Yeah, but they all of them do it like all the time. They seem to be always rotating. So I say NatWest is there now. They might it's either look on like Martin Lewis, to be fair, is very good. If you subscribe to his
Hmm.
email, he's got them, or even just Googling. Or it was what do I also have? Money Facts, which is a really good weekly email to talk through. It kind of reviews actually like best bank account interest rates, best loans, best mortgage rates, and also any bank account switch offers and any like news on the Bank of England base rate and anything like that is really good. And that comes every Saturday morning. And so that's where I think I found out about the NatWest one. So
So you're not even actively having to do the research here. It's being
no,
delivered to you.
it gets delivered, yeah. And then you just I have now my what is it, my nationwide bank account, which is then it's got my direct debits going out to charity in there, and I will wait probably a month and then do the next switch. So
Yeah. So it's a real passive thing that really the only kind of thing you're putting into it is a little bit of time,
yeah,
because you have the knowledge already.
yeah. And there's not that added worry and stress of I've just moved my bank account that my mortgage comes out of or my pay goes into. Like it's very low risk.
Yeah, it's totally separate, isn't it? It won't
Yeah,
affect your kind of livelihood or any of your kind of money management that you've been working on. It's a totally separate kind of entity. So if for whatever reason it doesn't work, and you've switched what 1, 2, 3, 5 times now, and you've probably never had an issue with it. But even if you did, it's not going to be problematic for you at all. It's very hands off.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's where, yeah, having the separate one really, I wouldn't do it probably if I only had the one bank account.
No, same,
Um,
same. I think I need to open another one and just follow the pattern. To be honest with you, because like if I could have £800 in 2 years, that would buy me a lot of coffee, wouldn't it?
yeah,
A
and
lot.
it's all tax free as well because it's like a gift, I guess, rather than a it's like a reward or winnings, I think, rather than an
Oh, okay, so it
income.
doesn't count as income, so you're not paying any tax on it. And just thinking about that as well, that's another bonus. But what you could be doing to get even more money out of it. So once you have the 800 or the £1,000, say that you're going to have in a couple of months, could you then theoretically put that into a pension and get tax relief on that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
you can, you
20% if
then
you're a basic rate and 40 if you're a higher rate taxpayer.
yeah, correct. So
Um,
you would be able to get that and yeah, gross that up. So that would be
Yeah, it's just ways to make some extra money out of the money you have. I mean, or that already it covers like 1/20th of that year's ISA allowance.
yeah, put it
Um,
in an ISA, put it in an emergency fund, pay off some debt with it. Like you put it towards a wealth building activity, I guess, because you it's money that you didn't have before,
no,
and you've
exactly,
earned
and
it nice and
it
easily.
shouldn't be like yeah. I like the idea of making it a wealth building activity because it's something that you kind of expect, but it's not like part of your regular cash flow. So
Yeah,
if you do put it to one side, I mean, what you could do as well is when you get these payments in, put them in a high interest bank account over a couple of years because that can churn away in the background. That can earn you some more interest. Um, and then if you want for maximum return, add it to your pension and get some tax relief on that. You could add it to your investments. You could pay off some debt, as you say. I don't know, buy a new sofa, whatever. Like
yeah,
do whatever you want to do with it. Put it towards a holiday. It's yeah, crazy the amount you could do. And I think actually, if we said to I don't know 1,000 people, you can earn the equivalent of £1,000 an hour by doing some small tasks over two and a bit, 2 years, 3 months, or whatever. I can't see anyone really, apart from if you're ultra wealthy, turning that down.
yeah, agree. And it's just something I think more and more people should do and
Hmm.
take advantage of because yeah, it's literally money for all grow up.
Yeah, I mean, if obviously if you have a spouse partner as well, there's nothing stopping them
Yeah,
from doing it too. Does your wife do the same?
she does not as obsessively as I do it though.
I
She's done it a couple of times,
I
so
can
there's
see that.
room for improvement.
Yeah, there's a little bit, but still, I mean, if you're making like between the two of you over the last 2 years, you could have made 1,500 quid.
Yeah,
Like that's a lot of wedding bills covered, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, when my wife and I got married, weird tangent here, but we did some Airbnb. Like we rented out some of our rooms here around like uni graduations and other weekends and stuff, just to help pay for some of those bills, so we don't have to put any of it onto debt.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a great yeah,
yeah, but yeah,
great
you
idea.
can do anything with that £1,000. Okay. Any other thoughts on it, or is it literally as simple as pick a bank, open an account, keep it in the background? Um,
Yeah, I just wouldn't don't open an account with one that's got a switch off or on. Open an account with one that doesn't. And I know Barclays for me at that time was one bank that didn't have any on, and so I just opened it with them. That may change, but yeah,
hmm.
because the idea is you want to open a separate account to then switch into another one.
Yeah, switch into a
Um,
bonus paying one.
exactly, because you get the money on the switch, not the opening of the account.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah, go and explore and have a look, and it's yeah,
Hmm.
de-risking it. Like with the worst case, your £4 a month direct debits don't go through. It's not like you're um,
Yeah.
there's very low risk
Yeah, your
on
monthly
all
financial
parts.
plan is not going to crash and burn, is it? If something does go
Absolutely.
wrong. But I mean, you and I imagine hundreds of other people, thousands probably, are doing bank switches. And I think I've not heard of anyone having a catastrophic issue as part of that at all.
No.
I feel like you've just given me something I need to start doing at the weekend, to be honest with you, or even this
Yeah.
evening. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that is bank switching.
that is bank switching and how you earned £1,000 an hour over 2 and a bit years, which
Yeah.
is crazy, crazy. I first thought when you told me about it, I thought you'd kind of gone to a casino and put some money on red, and you were like, "That that's
No.
how I did it,"
Yeah.
because it
I
sounds
t-
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, we're not gambling, of course. Please don't make £1,000 over 2 years and then put it on red or black.
Yeah.
Do something, do a wealth building activity with it. Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. If anyone listening, if you've done any better than that from bank switching, let us know. If you have any questions about it, of course, let us know as well by email. But I think that's the main body of the show. So, Alex, I'll pitch you a reasonable or ridiculous if you're ready.
Yep. I am ready.
Okay, so this one is about the humble cup of tea. Um, I love tea in a big way. I drink it every single day, often multiple times. And I get like I don't get a super premium bag, but I don't get like a basic bag either. I normally for black tea Yorkshire is my go-to or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, we were given a while ago by one of my wife's friends some tea made by like a ridiculously fancy company, um, and it was a green tea blend, and it was by far the best green tea I've ever had in my entire life. The only problem is you get 15 bags in the box, and it's a fancy looking box. They've got a shop in Leicester Square, I think, somewhere. Um, and but the box costs 30 quid. So it's £2 a bag. One bag will do, say, 3 cups of tea if you make a teapot of it.
Hmm.
So, do you think every now and then, or if you have 1 cup, if you just have 1 cup per bag, it's £2 per cup. Would you say that that is a reasonable thing to do or a ridiculous thing to do for a humble cup of tea?
I think this is a really interesting one. I mean, green tea has got a lot of health benefits as well
It does.
to it. And and I think sometimes on people in like the fire community, it is all about, being cutting costs down to the bone
Hmm.
and, you know, not not spending and feeling guilty if you do. I think every now and again having a really good cup of tea is, and I think the key is if it's every now and again, it's then a treat. And I think when it's a treat, there's more value in it because you're in a position where you could drink it every 5 times a day, every day of the week, and it won't impact your life.
Mm.
But I think saving it and almost having it as a bit of a reward and a nice thing to do, I think is really reasonable. And I think I'm similar on lots of stuff like that with you want to, like, whether it's going out for a nice cup of coffee or even like going out for a meal out or a nice beer, like doing it every so often, there's something much nicer about that than you're easily able to do it every day. It then just takes the, I guess, the from like the economist standpoint, the utility you get from it diminishes. So then it doesn't feel as good, the more that you have. So saving it up every now and again and enjoying it and savoring it, I think is reasonable. And we saw what, £2 per tea bag.
Yeah, well, you get 15 for
Yeah,
30 quid, so it's
yeah,
close as. Yeah, and I
that's
think
good.
it depends on your metric for it, doesn't it? If you compare it to like, I don't know, Asda own brand green tea bags that you can get 100 of them for 4 quid or something, compared with this, then seems expensive. But you go to an authentically like good tea shop, and you'll pay £4 for 1 cup, which makes it
Yeah.
twice as expensive. So it really depends on your viewpoint on it. I don't regret it. I loved it. Obviously, we didn't pay for it because it was a gift, but I loved it so much that I bought a friend of mine one of their selection boxes where you get 2 or 3 bags of each variety they do. And I sent it to him for his birthday in February. And he really enjoyed it, and he's actually sent me a message about each individual cup that he's had. And I think he's really enjoyed it as well. So I get some good. Oh, that could have been a return on heartbeats for next week, couldn't it? Whoops, I've
Ah,
mentioned it
spoiled.
too early. Yeah, but that makes me feel good. He likes it as well, so I think it's reasonable. I don't think it's reasonable as a daily expense to spend 10 quid
Yeah.
on tea every single day. But
Yeah,
if you're going
fair.
to say you buy one box every 2 months or something, or every three
Hmm.
months, or you get some for your birthday or whatever, I would say it's entirely reasonable. Yeah.
And I also think if it makes you sit and savor it and enjoy the moment, that
Yeah.
is in itself worth, you know, way more than the £2 it costs on the tea bag, rather
Mm.
than just shoving a tea bag into some water and then drinking it on the fly.
Yeah.
Like by just being there in the moment and enjoying this really nice tea.
Mm.
I think
Hopefully.
there's a lot to be said about that part of it as opposed to just the product itself.
Definitely. So it's always your surroundings, isn't it? Like if you could drink this
Yeah,
amazing tea when you're standing at a tube station or something, it's a very different experience to drinking it sitting in a nice park overlooking a lake.
exactly. On like your day off and
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. But I think it's yeah, which I think having it every so often makes it even more special. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you don't get used to it. It doesn't form part of like kind of your daily life. It's the hedonic treadmill has not got to work on that yet. So
yeah,
you do savor something really nice, but it's nice because you don't do it very often. If
yep,
it were to become your daily, you'd
yep.
very very quickly get used to it,
I agree.
and it
That's
would lose its shine.
that's lifestyle creep all over, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Imagine going from like basic green tea to I need £2 per cup tea only.
Yep,
Um, yeah, and that is it. To be fair, though, it is very, very good.
yep.
I've taken a couple of bags into work and made a teapot full, and I've made probably 8 cups for me and some of my colleagues, and they've all said they really enjoyed it as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, which is good. Right, do you want to do the summary, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I quickly do a summary.
Fine.
So yeah, main thing today. So return on heartbeats. We discussed going to a football match with a elderly neighbour of ours, a good friend of ours actually, and we discussed the main body, which was bank account switching. So it's really easy to do. It takes about 10 minutes to do an application. Set up a separate account with the purpose of only having your bank account switching from this account. There's different ways around the transactions, small, breaking up your shop into several different components and just putting them all on separate transactions is an easy way of getting your meeting that, which is quite a common criteria. Putting money in overnight from a emergency fund and then putting back the next day ticks the box for putting a certain amount of money into the bank account. And yeah, direct debits, charitable direct debits. Not only you're helping charity, but you're helping get some money from the banks, which we all like. And yeah, just keep an eye out on the Money Facts is really good, as is Martin Lewis, to get the visibility of them. And yeah, just make sure you have got a big folder because you're going to end up with lots of paperwork from them. But really nice and easy way of making some money is bank account switching. And then a very nice cup of tea every now and again, I would say is very reasonable.
Yeah, always worth it. I think all round. That was a super summary. I really like it. So I think if we perhaps we can timestamp it. If people are super busy or they just want to listen back to the key points, they can just do like a 2 minute summary of each episode. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, my friend, for your time and your expertise. I'm very conscious. I've borrowed your time for 33 minutes now, and your time is now valued at £1,000 an hour.
yeah.
So that's £500 of your
got
potential
got
earnings.
some bank account switching to
Yeah,
do.
that's
Yeah,
it. You've gifted. I'm going to try and do the same. I was just thinking about my goal of adding more money to my ISA. Over 2 years, I could add an extra £500 per year to my ISA, which is the equivalent of me putting in an extra £40 a month, isn't it? Roughly, or
yeah,
nearly,
yeah.
um, or £38 a month. So it's definitely worthwhile. I'll see you next week, my friend, for episode 59.
Perfect. See you next week. Thanks, everybody. Cheers, Alex.
Cheers. Bye.
None of what we discuss on the show is to be considered financial or health advice, and we recommend you always do your own research or consult an independent financial advisor or a doctor when making your financial or health decisions.